What is up, folks? Percent Gaming. We are back with another exciting episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly to show up, figure out what mods are good for you. And this week we are going to call this the storage week. So the mods in this week are focused all around storage stuff, which is why I'm going to call it the storage week. But before we jump into anything, I do want to say thank you guys so much. We are so close to 2,000. We might actually be at 2,000 subscribers by the time this video comes out, which is just crazy to me. I love seeing the numbers go up like that, but it's all thanks to you guys subscribing and liking comments and everything. Just everything you guys do is just so awesome. So thank you so much for that. Also, mod authors, thank you guys for the awesome work you do creating mods, updating stuff. People have come out with new stuff since Alpha 21, Alpha 2019, everything. Just seeing all the cool work that people are putting into mods and everything is just amazing to see. So thank you so much for that. But now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the mods. And the first mod is the Lootable Brown Pallets by Eric3227. And I like this because, one, it's another source of loot stuff. So you come in, you see little pallets like this, they're little brown boxes on the ground. You can actually loot them for crap now. And you see, they pop away, right? Just like normal trash stuff. I like that. But, say if there's something in there you don't want to get rid of, you can actually store stuff in them now. So depending upon where you build a base, you could come in and be like, okay, well, this has already got nails and stuff in there, so I'm just going to leave whatever's in there. Of course, like if you take everything out of it, it disappears. So, I mean, that's the downside to it, but it's also kind of nice because you can put up storage like these or just, find these somewhere and have, ready-made little storage cabinets so you don't have to worry about doing anything with, especially if it's something that you're not going to use a lot, like maybe sand. You could just store it in there, out of the way, out of mind. Go about your business. I like it. It's just something simple, something really easy just to give you a little bit of extra storage, especially because you find them everywhere. Now, it does take away from an easy source of paper, stuff like that, but you also get extra loot. So the amount of things that you're going to find in these overall, I think, is probably better than just harvesting them for paper and polymer. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. Mod is the Lootable Military Ammo Cans by Eric3227, and it does something very much similar to the previous mod where we can actually come up and loot this pallet now, and we get ammo out of it. But you see, the pallet actually stays. So that's why I said it does something similar but slightly different. It's cool because we actually get a really good source of ammo, and there's a recording I did where I was talking about something like this. I wish, when you harvested them, you could get ammo, but it's really cool to be able to have something like this as just an extra generation source of ammo and storage that you can have out and about in the world, depending upon where you are, where you decide to set up shop. Like, this is just a random military part POI that I spawned into, but these little ammo cans spawn everywhere. Like, some traders will have them and stuff like that. Like, there's a trader right over there. And if we fly over here real quick, we might get lucky to see, looks like Bob. He might not have any. Not seeing any. But Bob is not typically one of those ones to have the ammo. And I haven't honestly been in Bob's new place since Alpha 21. I haven't found him yet on my playthroughs. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has any of the ammo cans, but that's okay. Other traders do. I know, I'm pretty sure Jen had some, I think I saw in one of my playthroughs, but it's just really nice being able to have that option of looting these for extra ammo and having an extra storage source that you can throw stuff in. And it's got a decent amount of storage, which, is always nice to have. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the next mod. Mod is the Bring Back Water Barrels by Colchris, and this is another thing that does very similar to the other two, except now we can get water from these water barrels. So we can come up and loot this. We can get between 1 and 3 murky water from a water barrel. And yes, of course, it didn't disappear, so we can, have a 1-slot storage if that's what you wanted. But it's just really nice to have these as just an extra source of water for people, murky water, early game, stuff like that, because I've passed a lot of these in my playthrough and stuff like that, and not being able to get water out of them is just kind of dumb, because that's what they're there for, being able to have something like that, to where you can just loot for murky water is nice, because you have to have the boiling or the pot to be able to boil it into drinkable water. So it's just an extra little source of water early game for people who struggle. I know Lunabug has tried playing by herself, and she struggled a lot. She's not a gamer, so something like this where she can get water out of barrels like that she finds scattered around is really helpful. And I know a lot of people struggle with water at a certain point as well. This just gives you an extra source, especially if you're making glue and stuff like that. Now you have an extra source of water to help make extra glue, things like that, so it can really help alleviate some of that strain that a lot of people are going to run into. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. All right, folks, so this next mod is Not Just by Magic by Weird, and it's another cool mod that makes a little bit more realism when you go to craft storage stuff. So we look at this recipe here for the secure storage chest, and now it takes 2 nails as opposed to just wood. The storage crate and the writable storage still take the same amount, 10 nails to craft. But now we actually have to have nails to craft the secure wooden storage. And as you see, when we knocked it down one, we got a nail back. So we actually got nails from destroying them now, which I kind of like, because, you see that it had hinges and stuff like that. Why wouldn't it require nails to craft? Why wouldn't it give nails when it's demolished? And that's what's really nice about this, is now you see storage stuff out in the wild like that, because there's times where you'll run into storage boxes and stuff like that. And now if you harvest them, you can get nails if you need nails to craft more storage, or if you just want some extra iron to, smelt down into forged iron or forged steel or what have you. It's just a nice little... I almost want to call it a quality of life, but it's really not that, because some people are going to find it tedious. I like it because it adds just a smidgen of realism to it. But also, it's something that makes you really need to plan out more about how you build stuff, and that's why I like it, as opposed to just building one out of wood, dropping it down. Now you have to plan out how you're going to handle stuff, and I kind of like that strategic aspect. That's the word I was thinking of, strategic. That's what it was. The strategic aspect that it kind of makes you, the inventory management, planning, and stuff like that. I really enjoy that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the last mod. Last mod is the Storage by Gookie, a simple name, but it does something that kind of reverts a change that FunPimps made a long time ago, where the secure storage and now the writable storage have the same amount of space. Some people don't like it. I like it just because I don't always like having to craft the writable storage. Sometimes I just want a small chest somewhere, but then you end up having to put down like 40 of them. So you see, this actually has 90 slots. So does the writable storage. The writable storage normally I think is like 72, and then the secure storage I think is 40 or 30. I forget the actual number, but it's a lot less than this. I think it's only like this much, or maybe this much, which I think is 42, something like that. And we get an extra 30 with this. I'm bad at math, so forget the numbers. But it's smaller. It's a lot smaller. But this increases it to a lot bigger. And I've played with this a lot in Alpha 20. Planning on using it again in Alpha 21 just for simple storage. Because sometimes I don't like having big boxes like this down either. For cooking and stuff, I do. I'll throw a box like this down and put a fire on top of it. But normally for like a forge or a workbench and stuff like that, I like the storage chests above them. Because that's usually what I do. Like in a kitchen like this, I would use the writable storage all along around here for stuff like that. But then like in a crafting room, like let's say we were making this a crafting room, I would have a table here and then the secure storage above it. And that's how I would do everything. So I could just, okay, I need this. Okay, let me just reach up here, grab it, and then there we go. I don't have to have all kinds of stuff scattered around, or like if you've seen my vanilla survival pudding playthrough where I've got a wall of storage above stuff. I don't like doing that all the time, especially the big ones like this, because I don't know, it looks clunky to me, and I much prefer the look of this. And yes, I realize I did say I like the realism aspect a little bit of the previous mod, but it's also it's another strategic kind of mindset thinking of how you do stuff. So yeah, you're allowed to have two varying opinions on this, but I like this just because it does increase the storage space of these, which are super easy to make day one in no time at all, versus these. And if you're not using the previous mod, then, hey, it's even better for you because now you have a ton of storage space with just those, and you're not having to play inventory management as much, which is a big deal for a lot of people. I know Lunabug loves that. Lunabug loves not having to worry about inventory management, and this is a godsend mod for her, so it might be for you guys as well. But with that, we are done for the week, folks. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun. If you liked the episode, go ahead, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Have fun, take it easy, and we will see you next time.